To get a better understanding of how site structures can work in publishing, I'm going to go through a bunch of diagrams here and some screenshots of how to accomplish it in the system. First of all, I want to communicate the ability to put different sites on different domains but group them together. More often than not, you're going to have generic domains with specific or niched subdomains. So for example here, I have a couple domains, domain 3 and domain 2. These are generic, but I want to represent here that we actually have specific sites with specific niches, things like plumbing or roofing. So this would look like, plumbing.domain3, roofing.domain3, and we would want plumbing content to go on the plumbing group and roofing content to go on the roofing group. So the way that we do this is with destination groups, and these can span multiple domains. They're usually spanning multiple domains, but holding a certain group of sites. So for example, we have plumbing sites on both of these domains here, but we have put them in one group, which is blue here. This is for plumbing destination group. And then we have roofing across multiple domains, and we've put all those sites in one group, and that's the roofing destination group in green. I'm going to color code a bunch of this stuff, so whenever you see blue, it's going to be plumbing, and green is going to be roofing. So down here, on the second tier, so I've got this network up here. On the second tier, we have a different way of doing it. We have a roofing specific domain with locational subdomains. So this is all in Florida. So it would be like miami.roofersnearby.com, orlando.roofersnearby.com. And we've actually, duplicated the same locations for our plumbers with a plumbers here domain, which is also keyworded, but the sites are the locations. So we've got two different structures here, but they can link to each other. So for example, this plumbing group should be linking to the plumbing sites, and this roofing group should be linking to the roofing sites here. Now, if we move over, we can see this represented again, but now we're sort of communicating it in a way that we would if we were to launch a campaign. So on the B tier, we have these generic, these are going to be keyworded content, and on the A tier, so they're going to link in this direction, they're going to link downwards. They're going to backlink more locational pages, more specific pages for each service, and they're going to move in that direction. Now, the way that we can create this is if we come over here to this diagram, we can create our subdomains, just generic for roofing, and that would be then this destination group. So you can see we've selected two domains. We've put in some Florida stuff and some roofing stuff, but we haven't put in any locations, and then that would create this group here across multiple domains. Same with the plumbing. We can select the two domains in plumbing. We can create some content for that in the title and the subdomain. And it's just for Florida in general, not for a specific location. And then that would create this group here. Now, since we have a locational network down here, we're actually going to do it a different way. If you've already seen the other video in this series, then you would know that we're going to use this create from table feature down here. So instead of having the generic subdomains just be some spin tags and it's going to be service-based in the content, we're actually going to pull in the locations to create a group of locations for roofers on this domain. So we've selected the domain, we've put in some roofer-based titles and site names, and then we've put in a table for the 6 locations in Florida we're going to work from. And we've added this to a group as well. So that's this group here. And likewise for plumbers, select the plumbing domain and do that. So what we've got at the end are 4 different groups. We've got a generic plumbing group, a generic roofing group, and a locational roofing group and a locational plumbing group. Now, if we go over here, we can actually see what this would look like in a campaign. So we've got the same diagram. I've just moved the site creation part away. But we can see for a roofing campaign, in the campaign creator, we've got the 2 groups. So we've got the locational group up here, and we've got the generic group back here. We've got our locational content here and our generic content here. We've just assigned this by dragging and dropping. That's also in a video that you can watch. So by doing that, we've got the generic linking to the locational, just like in here we would want it to do. Okay, and we can do the same, of course, for the plumbing as well. Same concept. So this is one of really any number of different structures you can create. But the important thing to note is there's no one way to do it, right? So this is one example where we've got different groups, but there are many examples where this would be the wrong way to do it. Maybe you have many locations or a national provider. You might want to pull in all those locations into the pages themselves. And in that case, you might be categorizing them. You might be doing all sorts of other things. So keep in mind that really there's so many different ways you can do this, and this is only one example. But I hope this helps you understand.